Critic, and we're talking about the New York Jets and their 2024 draft class. Yay. Oh, the New York Jets. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I mean, I honestly thought you guys were going to probably do it with Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez. That's how much faith I had in the Jets back then. And I'm not a Jets fan saying it, but it was like, come on, you guys can't be this bad. I mean, everything has seemed to be like going against the Jets' way. Quarterback pick, draft misses, coaches, dilemma, Tim Tebow signing, Mark Sanchez, butt fumble. I mean, just and then you got Aaron Rodgers, and then three to four plays, ding, done. So it's like, come on, we can't keep getting away with this kind of feeling of just, man, the Jets are just being picked on by everyone, and it's going on. There are children who are adults that still have PTSD on the draft class where they didn't draft Warren Sapp. As a Buccaneer fan, thank you for that. He's the Hall of Famer to us. But it just feels like I, Jets are like the Cleveland Browns of old. You root for them because you want to feel like sympathetic towards them. You want to feel like you're not a monster. But when they win, they become big-headed. They become egotistical. They become rude. They become obnoxious to the point where, like, you know what? I'm done with my support. And then when you fall over, you go, ha ha! That's what you get. And now we're back to being the sympathetic guy again. And I honestly thought the Jets were going to do something because of Aaron Rodgers. I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to come in and like give the biggest middle finger to Green Bay Packer fans everywhere and to the rest of the NFL, and to all the people outside of football that he hates for some reason. When I'm like, I don't remember him hating this much when he was in Green Bay, but we all have our demons. So they went with the pick we all knew they should have done. With the 11th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Alun Fashanu. Mami. I just had his name pronunciation seconds before I started recording, and Alu Fashanu. Oh, I gotta give this guy a fruit bouquet basket and apologize. Offensive tackle, Penn State. I thought he was I don't know, I felt like I was more interested in him than I was about Joe Alt. But I know Joe Alt was the guy. I don't know, I just felt like Alu from Penn State just felt more like I would like him over Joe Alt. I don't know, I just got that vibe with him. But we all know the Jets were not going to get Joe Alt. Joe Alt was going to be the lead picked before the top 10. Easily. We knew that he was going to be. And Alu was about the guy that we all thought he was going to be a Jet, probably from all those mock drafts we've seen from everybody. Now, it could have been a very Jet thing where the Jets did something that made you go, why? This one just felt like, please, just for the love of God, just play it straight. Just get the offensive tackle to protect Aaron Rodgers. I know it might only be for 1 year, but come on, let's leave no doubt. Let's do what the Cowboys are not doing and go all the freak in here. So they got one of the best offensive tackles, and I'm getting a little bit of Tristan Wirfs vibe from Iowa when the Bucks drafted him to protect their 90-year-old quarterback as well, who's on retirement plan in Tom Brady. And in his first year, they won a Super Bowl. Now, Jets fans, don't get too excited, but at least I can say that I see similarities. I see similarities between these two quarterbacks in that they're on a new team. They're just saying we need to win now and just say we'll pay the consequences later. But he's a now, but I do understand that he is not projected to be a day one starter, but he will be. The sooner he develops, the better he gets involved. I think he'll be starting sooner rather than later, probably in the first 5 weeks. But we all know that Tyron Smith is still the starting left tackle because they got him from it. So for all I know, that this could just be, let's wait and develop him later. But this guy just screams left tackle all day long. I don't see him moving him to right tackle, but I could be wrong. But this guy just screams left tackle all day long. This guy screams insurance policy for Aaron Rodgers, even though the dude got Tyron Smith, so I don't know how much of that is insurance when you've got one. But this could be for the future. after Aaron Rodgers, which could be as soon as next year. We don't know. But they got probably one of their future 10-year Joe Thomas Pro Bowl every year type tackle for about a decade plus. So now, after sacrificing everything like that, they had to wait, or they chose to wait. And in the third round, they finally got back on the clock. And with the 65th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets selected Malach Chlor. I can't pronounce. I practice these. Malachai Corley, wide receiver, Western Kentucky. Oh my goodness, this is not a good video. Wide receiver, Western Kentucky. Okay. You got Mike Williams. You got Garrett Wilson. I'm guessing that every other wide receiver that basically Aaron Rodgers says bring him on didn't work out too well for you guys, because Corley is looked like already projected to be your third receiver in your 3-receiver set formation. Now, don't want to criticize too much, but I don't know how Aaron Rodgers doesn't like rookies, because I feel like him and Christian back in Green Bay didn't really get on the same page right away, especially after that drop in the Viking game week 1. So I don't know how quickly he'll like his new receiver. For all I know, he might give Mike Williams and Garrett Wilson 1,000 yards receiving all the pass he throws to them. We all know he can do that. That's all we did with Devontae Adams. So I'm not saying that this is the bad thing, but I just want to know how quickly will Aaron Rodgers and Corley get involved with each other in the receiving game, or would it be heavily just veteran, and we'll see how far the chips fall and see what Aaron Rodgers does. I'm not criticizing Aaron Rodgers on that front, but I can see his argument on that he trusts veteran receivers who have proven their worth versus receivers that are fresh into the league and may be more frustrating. We've seen that with veterans, that sometimes if you don't get on the same page, or God forbid you drop a pass, they will literally put you in a doghouse that will hover around you the entire game until you redeem yourself on a 4th and 17, and then they go, I always knew he had it, just gotta find opportunities. But the back of the head is thinking, I'm not throwing him because he keeps dropping passes. I don't want to trust this guy. Who knows? This one just feels like, sure, okay. I guess you see something that I don't. I thought Garrett wasn't Mike Williams. I thought Alan Lazar and Xavier Gibson. I thought you guys had a pretty solid receiving core to work with. But okay, you saw something that I didn't see, but this feels a bit like. Let me see. No, I still have Xavier Gibson as your potential punt returner, so I guess you saw something I didn't see. I don't know. Okay. Then you go to the 4th round, and with the 134th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets selected Braylon Allen, running back, Wisconsin. Breece Hall has been very good, but I know today's NFL is a 2 running back system, and maybe they want to give something off Hall. I'm going to trust that they know what they're doing. Also, I feel like Allen was probably a big success, because if you look at Wisconsin last year, you have to go to Raymond James Stadium, the former known Outback Bowl. I forgot the name of the new bowl game, but I still call it the Outback Bowl because it's in Tampa with the Bucs playing Raymond James Stadium because it's local. The Wisconsin offense was heavily based on the rushing attack, which sadly has been their mantra for years. I mean, just look at all the running backs they had, success-wise, moving on. Monte Ball, James White, John Clay, they always have a dynamic a running back core and running back with the offensive lineman core. So I just never really thought, because the quarterback they had was so great at SMU, but then went to Wisconsin, he looked like he was a freshman out of college. I mean, out of high school. Just didn't really have the stats that just felt like, man, I thought he would be, the oomph for that Wisconsin offense, but apparently it was still heavily based on the rushing attack. So I feel like with Hall and Allen, they had their 1-2 punch in the running back department, and I don't know how effective it will be, because when I think of Aaron Rodgers, I feel like he wants to pass the ball for nearly 4,500 yards in 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions kind of thing. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers wants to do. I think Aaron Rodgers wants to push for 40 touchdowns this year and almost 5,000 yards. I think he wants to kind of prove, mainly everybody, because I think he doesn't have that, like, I got to prove myself. I think it's like, I want to prove all of you schmucks that I'm great. I think maybe that's a little bit of Aaron Rodgers. And the part of me where I'm kind of like, I kind of want him to do, I want him to, like, show out and be like, you all doubted me, screw you. Maybe that's Aaron Rodgers' mentality. I don't know. But I will kind of be. I want to prove people that I'm late in my age, and yeah, I had a devastating injury in 4 plays in. So I want to show you all up. But I feel like this 1-2 running back punch is going to help. I mean, Aaron Rodgers had a two running back punch back in incoming Green Bay. So I don't see this as a bad thing. And I feel like these two running backs will fit well into the scheme they have with Hall. So this pick doesn't feel like a nah. I just feel like okay, you saw something else there too that I don't know. I just okay. Let's see what the next pick is. Maybe the next pick will speak more to what you do. So in the 5th round, with the 171st pick, the New York Jets selected in the 2024 NFL Draft. They selected Jordan Travis, quarterback, Florida State. What are you doing? You got a quarterback who also had a devastating injury, in which we all know he ain't gonna play. But I'm also really glad he got drafted. I honestly am really happy he got drafted, and he got drafted to a Jets team that depends on how the season goes, could have literally a regime change, and Rodgers could be one and done. I don't know how quickly he'll be ready to go for preseason, but if he does, I'm looking forward to seeing him play. This is obviously meant to be, a later. And in this situation, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to play the rest of the season unless he gets hurt devastatingly again, which I'm hoping he does not. Knock on wood. But Jordan Travis was considered a Heisman dark horse before his injury. Heck, he was the only reason why that Florida State was good was even considered anything until he got hurt, and then they pretty much was like, go away, Florida State, screw you. So, I'm going to look at my fake mystical, golden ball here, my crystal ball, and say, he's for the future, and under Aaron Rodgers, he will learn something. So we'll see how his future holds, but we can all say that this year is clearly for Aaron Rodgers, and we're telling Jordan Travis to just wait. We're not rushing you. But trust me, when Rodgers probably calls it a career after this year, maybe not, we'll be looking at you to potentially take the first crack at the starting job. So we'll see. But I'm honestly more glad that he got drafted than, him going on a team that's, not going to utilize him. I'm wanting him to prove his own doubters wrong, but also he could be a steal for the Jets. I don't know. I have a fan gut feeling of give this guy a chance, but don't rush him. You have Aaron Rodgers. Worry about that. I'll focus on Jordan Travis's progression. You guys worry about winning the division and playoff games and beating the Chiefs. Okay? Okay. So he's a later, but I don't want to say else, but he may not play this whole year because of Aaron Rodgers. But I do not see the Jets letting him go as an else. That's why he's later, as in later, more in this situation for next year, the future, depending on what Aaron Rodgers does after this year. And then, 2 picks later, with the 173rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets selected Isaiah Davis, running back, South Dakota State. Okay, we got 2 running backs already. One running back, I get it. A quarterback for the future, understandable. I can see the development preparation. But does anybody else feel like these picks are saying now? Because the Jets are still contending with Aaron Rodgers. Until Aaron Rodgers says no, or I hear another snap in the Achilles, the Jets are contenders until proven otherwise. Okay? So, spoilers there. They're contenders. I just can't help but feel like, then why are we getting 2 new running backs when we have Aaron Rodgers who likes to pass the ball? Especially when he wants to kind of prove people wrong, which I believe he's going to. You got Wilson, you got Mike, and you got a new receiver already. I'm just feeling like we got 2 running backs. Is there anyone else? Is there any other position that we needed probably a little bit more attention to? Recently they were talking about how running back are considered, we don't need no running back. We get a 4-string running back, he works for 1,000 yards, we pay him minimum salary, and we can pay our quarterback $40 million a year. That's the NFL today. Running backs. You are literally the extras with one line in a film. Just say your line and then get off the camera. So you got another running back, South Dakota State. So let's say with me, level of competition comes to effect in a position that's not taken seriously. He's projected to be a third stringer, but I'm still scratching my head thinking, was running back really the only position that just felt like we need to focus on running back? So let's double up on running backs. Okay, this guy could be an else pick. This guy could be a player that comes in and maybe he'll get some playing time or maybe become a cap casualty, as in we need more help in other positions. I mean, you're running a 3 receiver, 1 tight end formation. So running backs of at least 3 on the roster seems very, very tightly full. And since there's more than 3 running backs, it's going to be tight, and 2 of them are going to be competing as rookies. So that's going to be a very strong, tight-knit group trying to get itself a spot in an offensive scheme that just screamed, we're going to pass the ball probably, I don't know, 7 out of 10 plays, probably. And some of those might be like screen passes to our right receiver to get him open on screen. So technically it's more of like a run play, but it's like a 2-yard completion. And hopefully you guys protect and block and they go down the field for 60 yards. Who knows? But this just feels... Okay, I gave you guys the benefit of the doubt that you guys know what you're doing, but I feel like these last 2 picks just feel a little bit like... We're talking about now, right? This doesn't feel like now. This feels very much like later, and I cannot keep lying saying it's a good idea. It's a good idea when I'm thinking it's not a good idea. This looks weird, and I just can't feel like, was there another position that needed more attention that we couldn't get? But I respect players getting drafted from smaller schools into the NFL. You must have something. There must be some power you have that gave the Jets saying this guy may play for a small school, but he has that it factor. He has that something that can help us. So we'll see. Because they're not done. They went back again for more with 3 picks later. It's still in the 5th round, mind you. With the 176th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets selected Cortes Stingers, corner, Toronto Argonauts. This one I had to double check. I was like, wait, this is a Canadian Football League player? This guy is coming in. Yes, Canadian Football League. Yeah, okay. And I just can't help but feel like this guy is already projected to be a rotational player. He's projected to be the back of the DJ Reed in the right cornerback position. Okay, so that tells me that he has the veteranness of being on a professional level team. He has quality. He comes into the Jets organization, takes small time to develop to the Jets scheme, but with the defensive-minded coach and the defense that I feel like has been really the only reason why the Jets have been relevant, thanks to Zach Wilson's sadly poor play, this guy might be a diamond in the rough. They might have found something that this guy could be a game changer for the Jets. Make that defense more solidified, especially the secondary side. Who knows? Not to rely on Sauce Gardner doing his thing. So to me, this could be, okay. This makes up for those picks? Maybe, but I'm interested. Let's see. Let's see what we do here. So keep an eye on this guy. Let's see how quickly he gets acclimated into the defensive scheme. So I will be watching Mr. Stingers on the preseason channel to see what he does. And then the Jets had Mr. Irrelevant this year. So with the last pick, 257, of the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets honored Jalen Key, safety, Alabama. Because what Brock Purdy has done is made Mr. Irrelevant not so irrelevant. Jalen Key is honored to be the last pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. Safety, Alabama. I want someone to find out what schools had the most Mr. Irrelevants drafted. I want to know that. I want to know that riddle. I want to know that little trivia there. What schools had the most Mr. Irrelevants drafted? So, Jalen Key is projected to be part of the safety crew. He's, funny enough, being surprised to be viewed as a third stringer, which screens special teams and rotation. So, For all we know, Mr. Key could make an impact very quickly. Clearly going to be under development. We'll probably see him in special teams. We'll see how much he grasped the defense in the preseason. But I'm going to say that because of how quickly they're projecting him to be in the depth chart, this guy could potentially get rotation and packages as early as week 5, week 10. Who knows? I mean, injuries do happen, but we'll see how quickly he gets himself knowledgeable, understand the system. I hate to harp on it, but Alabama has been known to have a very good defensive front when it comes to knowledge of the game. A lot of Alabama defensive players have been more successful than not and have been major impacts. Plus, under the guidance of Nick Saban, I can't help but feel like that has to count for something under guidance, under leadership, under understanding what it takes to be, disciplined and winners. So, Jalen Key might be the key for the Jets' future. And with a father joke of the year. So, that's the Jets. What grade? Like I said before, with Aaron Rodgers, they're still contenders. This draft class does not make me feel, yay, they got more. It makes me feel like, yay, they're preparing for the worst. They're preparing for after Aaron Rodgers. A lot of them are not projected to be starters right away, but I feel all of them are projected to be contributors. But even the offensive tackle in the first pick with Penn State, I just feels like this is for the future for the Jets. Let's get them now, develop them now, and then we'll see what the future holds. We'll see. We all agree that Aaron Rodgers is the key to the Jets' success. The defense field has been carrying this team for the past 2 years. So, Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, and then we'll see what the Jets really look like. And then we can finally put the Jets jokes at least to bed for a year. I'm hoping. So that's the Jets. Alright, so we did the Patriots, we did the Jets. Let's talk about a team that really mattered. So the next video we'll talk about will be the team in Buffalo. As we're going to talk to the Buffalo Bills and see what the hell happened. And see, did this draft class make up for everything? Can it make up for what happened this offseason? We'll find out. So until next time, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic. Thank you so very much for watching.